Hey everyone, happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend off the rail sports with your friend Bert Beiswanger. Wow, what a weekend locally for football. The Colts get a win yesterday that they very easily could have game they could very easily could have lost, but they pulled it out, and that's what good teams do. Very surprised that they could not stop the Arizona Cardinals at all, but they pulled out the win. First things first. Saturday, Indiana at Oregon. Hoosiers win 30-20. They looked really good and strong across all phases of the game. I think just position by position, you could just see a little more improvement from last year's team. I know last year's team had a great record, but this year's team, I think, is well. I don't think it is. It's kicked up a notch as far as the talent that they have on the roster, starting with their quarterback. Curtis Rourke was awesome. Fernando Mendoza, better. And Surratt is tough cover on the perimeter. IU was so tough in the trenches. I was really surprised by that. And make no mistake, it's it's a fantastic win. I was a little surprised in Eugene, Oregon, at Oregon's lack of I don't know athleticism. Maybe I thought they'd be a little more athletic on the perimeter. So that surprised me a little bit. Also surprised me at how IU was able to control the line of scrimmage. And, Oregon had chances early in the game, but this is what happens. IU stayed in the game, and then they had a big swing there at the end of the half. Oregon misses a very makeable field goal. IU goes down, kicks a 54-yarder twice because they called timeout the first time. Re-kick, it's good. At any rate, IU goes on to win 30-20. Huge win, and basically, I think, kind of seals their fate for the season. They're going to the playoff. They're not going to lose two games. If they do lose two games, this win makes up for it. Their schedule, I'm looking at right now, they don't play a ranked team the rest of the way, and I don't think that's going to change. UCLA, Michigan State, UCLA, Indiana, Maryland, Penn State, who just fired James Franklin. $50 million buyout. I take that. I take a $50 million buyout any day. Uh, but after at Penn State, they've got Wisconsin at home and then at Purdue. They're not going to lose. They're going to play Ohio State for the Big Ten championship, and because they've got the tiebreaker on Oregon, so Oregon doesn't play a murderer's row schedule this year. So I think they'll be I use in, and that's a wrap. They might end up being the number one team in the country before it's all said and done. Although I don't think the Miami Hurricanes are going to lose because Miami is is uh, is weak across the board as the ACC is. The teams that are good, Virginia, Georgia Tech, Duke. I don't think Miami plays any of those teams until the championship game. So the Canes are going to roll too. I think they'll hold on to that number one spot. But wow, it's a big win for the program to say the least. And I think they're playing on house money. I don't, and that I think they played like that. This was not a must win for IU. It was very likely that they could have ended up doing what they did last year and just go through the schedule and take care of the games that you're supposed to take care of. And losing a game at Oregon, no apology necessary. But they took care of business, so they don't have to worry about that. They're playing with house money now. And wow, the sky's the limit for Indiana football this year heading into the playoffs. I mentioned Penn State. They lost to Northwestern on Saturday following the very bad road loss to UCLA, although UCLA seems to have found something because they just won again. But nonetheless, Penn State, the whole James Franklin era just didn't feel like it was going to last. It's crazy, though, isn't it? I mean, here's a team that wins 10 games every year, made the college football playoff last year, and made the Final Four, actually. But it's not enough for that fan base. can't win the big games. And that's essentially the end of the line. Well, you can't win the big games, and then you go lose to an 0-4 UCLA team, come home and lose to Northwestern at home. That's not Penn State. Now, I don't know what they're going to do from here. And I'm not really 100% sure I understand this new Wild West of, well, I know it's the Wild West of college football now and college sports, but I'm not sure I understand the need to fire a coach 3 or 4 games, 5 games into the season. This seems to be happening at an increasing rate. It's happened a lot this year already. So, look, I don't know who they're going to go after. If it's an existing coach, you can't get them until the season's over anyway. So, I have no idea. I'm not really sure what you gain by doing it right now, but whatever. $50 million buyout from James Franklin. We're not going to shed any tears for him. And so people keep throwing around names. And, none of the names being thrown around, to me, justify a $50 million buyout and firing James Franklin. I mean, Matt Rule at Nebraska? All right, I guess. But Kurt Sidnetti's name keeps coming up. Listen, the guy, why would he leave IU? Everyone says, well, for the money. IU seems to have money when they need the money. So that's not, now, he's doing everything at IU that he can do anywhere, frankly. In fact, easier, I think. Again, why would he go to the SEC? He can stay in Bloomington and do what he's doing in the Big Ten. Yeah, they don't. There's no reason for him to. Why would he go to Penn State? By the way, I heard that. That makes no sense. He's got the perfect gig in the Big Ten. They can do what they do, and there's no pressure on the scheduling front, so they're rolling through that. And now they're proving that they can beat the best in the Big Ten now. So sky's the limit. I guess money talks, but I don't understand at his age why he would want to. Why would you want those troubles? I mean, going down south or going to Penn State, you got a lot of problems that you have to deal with, and you don't have to deal with that in Bloomington when it comes to football. Basketball, maybe. Football, no. He wrote the ticket. He created the program, and the sky's the limit. So Cignetti's not going anywhere. The rumors are just, I can't believe they come up and that's what people think, but that's why they have opinions. And that is mine. He's going nowhere. All right, the Colts yesterday, I thought they would roll. I said they would roll. And frankly, I was wrong. They survived. Their defense was atrocious. And people can say what they want, but schemes and all that kind of stuff. The bottom line is Arizona, first of all, Arizona's good. I was a prisoner of the moment in the sense that they had one of the biggest collapses in modern day history, and that was fresh in my mind. They've blown a lot of leads this year. I think there's something like plus 31 points in the first 3 quarters and minus 25 in the fourth. That doesn't win a lot of football games. And they've lost a couple of close games. They lost 2 the last second field goals. They lost last week leading the Titans by 20-some in the fourth quarter. And they lost yesterday on 4th and goal. And so, listen, good teams find a way to win. There is no apology necessary for winning. And Arizona played a really good game. And Jacoby Brissett, I did not think the Colts would win by anything less than 10 points. And Brissett played really well. In fact, they made Brissett look really good. He made a lot of great plays on his own, don't get me wrong. But Brissett hit a lot of good throws and made a lot of keeping plays alive and making the play. And so, yeah, they look great. But hats off to the Colts. They hold on. They're now 5-1. Look at this. IU, undefeated, ranked 3rd. The Colts, 5-1, one of the best offenses in the league, and a lot of statistical categories, including Jonathan Taylor, by the way. I did not realize for his career, he's averaging 90 yards a game. He's like in the top 5 or 6 all time in average rushing yards per game. He's had some seasons where he missed some games. He had like 700 yards one season, 800 some yards another season. So I think that clouds a little bit of it as far as though what he does. He's the best running back in the league right now. And, keep talking about Daniel Jones being an MVP candidate. Jonathan Taylor should be right in there, the conversation. The guy is just balling. And anyway, and Tyler Warren continues. His props, over-under props, are like 50 yards receiving every game. And every game I walk away going, how in the world did I not take that? He's really good. And he makes a difference. The Colts hold on. IU wins. They've bought themselves to number 3 in the country. Today, it is Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day. So, you know what that means? That means it's 2 different holidays in one. It also means that it's a great sports day. 5 hockey games between 12:30 and 2 o'clock. NHL plays on just about any holiday they can, including this day. 5 games going on. Takes you right into MLB Playoffs, the ALCS. The Mariners, the Blue Jays, Game 2. Mariners get it last night. And then at 8 o'clock, we've got Game 1 of the Brewers and the Dodgers. So I love this. You got fresh blood, new teams, Mariners, Jays. Yeah, the Dodgers are in it, but they're playing the Brewers. I think it's fresh from a fan's perspective. I'm really enjoying these series. I'm going to enjoy these series. And so we're going to be watching baseball today as well as hockey. And we're going to enjoy every minute of it. Sports never stops, never sleeps. And it's not sleeping this week. We're heading to Keeneland. It's Keeneland week for me. It's Keeneland month, but we're heading to Keeneland on Wednesday, or we're heading to Lexington. Looking forward to that. And it's going to be down there for, 3 days probably. A couple of days of horse racing, just kicking around the state on one of the other days. But going to love that. Going to enjoy it. By the way, I was looking at the matchups for NHL, and being that it's Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day, shouldn't the Blackhawks be playing Columbus? Kidding. See? Chicago Blackhawks, Indigenous people, Columbus. Joke. All right. That's all I got. Hey, look, Windstar Farms, my hat. You know what it says on the back? Dream big. Dream big. Get a leg up, and no matter what you're doing, and enjoy the rest of the day and the rest of the week. Have a good one, everyone.